Before going towards the problems, let's just see two rules that we have to follow when we are solving these problems. First thing is we had mentioned that it is a closed line integral, right, of u cross p. Now what is done is when you say closed line integral, for example in this case, right, in this case it's basically the complete closed loop that we have to take into consideration when we are doing this u cross b dl, right. Now what we notice is what we notice here is that your u for the other parts, for example here, okay, what we notice is the u for this parts, this part here, this part of the loop and this part of the loop is 0. There is no it is stationary and it is not cutting the field, and it is almost 0. It's actually 0. U is 0, the velocity. Only thing which is moving is this part of the loop. So that's why we always consider only this length, okay, only the L. The other parts, anyway the U goes to 0, okay, for while solving the problems. And when this yeah, so that's what it is. The integral in the u cross b d dot dl is 0 along the portion of the loop where u equal to 0. Thus dl is taken in along the portion of the loop that is cutting the field along the rod in the figure 9.5 that we had seen. Okay, the direction of the induced current is same as that of EM, okay, u cross b. So this is second thing. So direction of the current is always in the direction of u cross b, and it's same as EM2. Okay, the limits of the integral are selected in the opposite direction of the induced current, thereby satisfying Lenz's law. So what it is saying is, so you could tackle this kind of problems in two ways. So now in this case, right, for example, just we'll just look at this particular case here. So if you see here, what is happening is we know that u cross b is equal to the dot dl closed line integral of that is equal to the 2v emf, right. So now if I want to find out the direction of dl, so let's say this is your z. This is in the z direction, okay, this is in the z direction, this is 0, z equal to 0. Now if I want to find out you know the dl here in this case is dz az, okay, dl is always in this case is dz az, because you have a distance, this length is dz and it's a direction of az. Okay, this is the direction of az, same, right. So next thing which we have to consider is what is the direction of u, okay, u cross b. So if I see that, right, like b is going into the whiteboard, b is going into the whiteboard, u is this direction. So I move my fingers, the plane will be I'll have to like move my fingers in this direction and then curl them in the direction of b, right. Curl them in the direction of b. So see from the top view, right, what I'll be seeing is b is going in particular rod here, this rod here is moving in this direction u. So this is the plane from top view, this is the plane that I see, okay. So that's why, so then I move my fingers in this direction and then curl it here, and what I see is my the direction of the u cross b will be coming towards you. It will be a dot, okay, which will be going up in this direction. So u cross b will be in this direction, which is the direction of my current. It's also the direction of EM, okay. Now the direction of your integral will be, the limits of your integral will be from in the direction opposite, okay, opposite to this. So the direction of the integral will be from, let's say this is whatever L, okay, this L equal to Z equal to L, then this will be from L to your dl integral will be here in this case L to L equal to 0, L to 0. Okay, so this will be clear when we solve the problem. So but that's the limits of your integral is always opposite to the direction of the current. Okay, just remember that rule. Okay, so let's solve one problem, solve example from the book. I'll just explain how you solved it, how the problem is solved in the book, so things will become clearer about the conventions. Especially the confusing part is the inducing of the polarities of the EMF, the direction of the current, so those things. So there are two ways of approaching the problem. You either follow Lenz's law, which tells you that the induced current is always in such a way that the field produced by the induced current always opposes the change in flux, rate of change of flux. Okay, so that is one rule. Or you could follow the U cross B convention. Okay, so we will explain, we'll follow both. I mean, I'll solve the problems in U cross B and then explain using the Lenz's law how it makes sense. Okay, so now think of this problem. A conducting bar can slide freely over two conducting rails as shown in figure 9.6. This is the particular one, 9.6 figure. So calculate the induced voltage in the bar. Okay, first case, A case is if the bar is stationed at y equal to 8 centimeters and B equal to 4 cos 10 raised to 6t Az milliweber per meter square. Okay, so now this case is of where your B is changing and your area of the loop is, or the loop is stationary. That's your transformer EMF. Okay, what it is saying is this conducting rail here is stationary and it is stationed at y equal to 8 centimeters. Okay, so it's actually this axis is the y axis and this is your x axis, right? So this is a case of transformer EMF. So I will have to first find out, I know the formula for transformer EMF is VEMF equal to minus del B by del T ds. N is 1 because it's only one loop right now, right? So it's actually N, but it's only one, so N is 1, so minus del B by del T ds. Okay, so now here what you have is unknowns are, I know my B is given as 4 cos of 10 raised to 6t Az milliweber per meter square, and so del B by del T will become the derivative of this. Derivative of this will be minus 4 sin 10 raised to 6t Az into 10 raised to 6, and this 10 raised to minus 3 is balancing that milliweber. Okay, so this is your del B by del T, that is what I'll get. Now ds is, this ds here is actually this ds area is moving in dx, changing in dx and dy. These are the two sides of this area, and the direction will be perpendicular to the area, right? So that will coming out towards us, which will be Az. So dx dy Az will be the ds vector. So now if I substitute it here, what I'll get is minus 4 sin 10 raised to 6t into 10 raised to 3. This I have combined it, 10 raised to 6 into 10 raised to minus 3 is 10 raised to 3 Az dx dy Az. So Az dot Az will become 1. So what I'll get is I will be able to take this, minus and minus will get cancelled, become positive. Okay, and this will be, what I'll get here is 4 sin 10 raised to 6t into 10 raised to 3 into dx dy. So dx dy, x is the coordinates are from 0 to 6 centimeters and 0 to 8 centimeters for y. So dx to dx dy will be this. So what I'll get here is, yes, so 19.2 into 10 raised to 6t volts. Okay, so this is the first answer for the given scenario, which is your transformer EMF. Okay, So now the second part is B part. If the bar slides at a velocity of 20 AY meters per second and B is 4 AZ milliweber per meter square. So now this is a scenario where this is a case where what is happening is, what they are saying is B is a constant, B is a stationary field, okay, it's a steady field, okay, or static field, it's not changing with respect to time. So it's 4 AZ, 4 AZ meaning it's coming towards, it's coming out towards us, right? So now yeah, so this one this bar slides in at a velocity of 20 AY, so it is moving in this direction at 20 AY. This is your AY, this is your AY direction. So it's moving at a 20 AY. So U is, this bar is sliding away, okay. So now what will happen is, what we have to find is, we have to find U cross B, okay. This U will be 0, this U will be 0, this U will be 0. So closed loop integral U cross B is what I have to find first. U cross B dot dl, right, dl, okay. So this is dot dl. So I know now if I use the convention, what is happening is, if I see from the top view, if I see from this top view, what is happening is B is coming out, okay, from the top view. It's, and this is, let's say the slider is here, the slider is here, okay. B is coming out, and your U, you are moving the slide, the conductor in this direction. This is your U, okay, and this is your B. Now this is my AX, this is this is not AX, sorry, yeah, yeah, correct. So this is coming towards, this is coming in AZ direction, right? So now U cross B, if I use this convention, U is going in AY, B is going in AZ. So AY cross AZ will be the direction which is of the current AX. So direction of the current will be in the AX direction, right? AY cross AZ is AX. So one way you can do that is, I can move my fingers in this direction, okay, and then point the curl my fingers in the AZ direction, okay, and my direction of the thumb will be, the direction of this will be AX. So my current direction will be this I, okay. The moment this is I, the limits of the integral here, see it's a closed loop integral, right, circulation. So actually these are already 0, so I have only one part of the integral, so only one where this is the direction of the current. So I have to have my limits in the opposite direction, that's the convention, right? This is the direction of the current, so my limits will be from x equal to 6 centimeters to 0, okay, opposite to the direction of the current. dl will be dx ax, okay, dl will be dx ax, and then I can solve the problem, okay. So let's see this here. So yeah, this is the motional EMF. So I have U cross B, which is 20 AY cross 4 AZ, which is AX. This is 80 into 10 raised to minus 3, because 4 milliwebers. So this is 10 raised to minus 3 is of milliweber, 10 raised to minus 3 here, okay. So this is 10 raised to minus 3 from this particular here. So I get 80 into 10 raised to minus 3 AX, dx AX. Dx AX is the dl part, right? So then what is happening is, yeah, that's your slider here, that's your conducting plates. The length here L is dx AX, okay. So now what is happening is, if you see this, the limits of the integration is from x equal to 0.06 to 0. That's exactly as per the convention. This is the direction of the current, and the limits is from this point to this point, okay, of the DL. Minus 4.8 millivolts. So when I say minus 4.8 millivolts, actually what is happening is, this is my plus and this is my minus. This is how the EMF is induced. Okay, so we'll talk about the Lenz's law part later. The third case, now moving to the third case. The third case is here. If the bar slides at a velocity of 20 AY, which is in this direction, okay, and B is changing, B is also changing with respect to time. B is also changing at 4 cos 10 raised to 6 t minus y az milliweber per meter square. So this is the scenario now. So I have to use the formula which is of both, which is including transformer plus motional. So that is minus del B by del T ds plus U cross B dl, right? So B is this, B is this. So I can now what I will do here is del B by del T will be, with respect to time, will be sine of 10 raised to 6 t into 10 raised to 6 into this 10 raised to minus 3 is because of the milliweber. So this is what I'll get. So now my V EMF for this part, right? The area is dx dy into az. So instead of dy, I'll be using y prime. Just makes it's just an independent variable, right? So I can change anything, use anything. So dy prime with my limits from y equal to 0, the area limits will be from y equal to 0 to y, okay? Because you have not they have not given you the position of y right now, so it's sliding. So y is basically a variable, right? So here if you see, initially it was given as 8 centimeters, but now it's no longer there. It's actually moving in this direction. So at any point we'll assume that it is y, okay? So and this x is as y prime. So 0 on the this will be the area will be dy prime into dx, okay? So same way what we had done for the first part, A part, right? So ds vector will be dy prime dx az. Del B by del T is this into, there is a az value here, az vector, okay? Az dot az will become 1. So what I'll get here is, for this part I'll just check here. Yeah, before going to the first part, let's see the second integral. Now you have a u cross b, okay? U cross b dot dl. So now let's see this, okay? What will be the direction of current for this guy? So yeah, so now u is going in this direction, b is changing, coming towards us. So again the same scenario like this, and the direction of your b, u cross b, ay cross az will be ax, right? So that will be the direction of u cross b vector. U cross b vector is ax, so the direction of the current will be this way, okay? The limits of your integration will be from 6 centimeters to 0, okay? And dl will be dx ax. So everything else remains same as per the whatever was in b part. So this is my 20 ay cross 4 cos of this, which is my b, az dx ax, okay? That's my dl. So ay cross, this is the first thing I have to solve. So ay cross az becomes ax, ax dot ax will become 1, and your limits of integration is x equal to 0.06 to 0, exactly opposite to the direction of the current. So this will become the first integral here is x equal to 0 to 0.06 dx, okay? I have taken out dx here, okay? And the internal will be here, will be this will be dy prime. So dy prime will be this guy, y prime equal to 0 to y. Okay, instead of some value it's a variable y. So I'll get 4 sine of 10 raised to 60 minus y prime dy prime. The derivative of this integral of this is minus cos, integral of this guy is here, minus cos 10 raised to 60 minus y prime upon minus 1. Okay, so y prime equal to 0 to y. So that's your limits of integration. So what I'll get if I solve it is 240 into cos of 10 raised to 6t minus y. Instead of y prime I'll be putting y here. Okay, and minus y equal to y prime equal to 0, right? So y prime equal to 0, what you will get here is cos of 10 raised to 6t. Okay, now the other part of the integration is this will be 80 cos of 10 raised to 6ty, and x equal to 0.06 to 0 dx will give me minus 0.06. Okay, and this will become equal to 4.8 into 10 raised to minus 3 cos of 10 raised to 6t minus y. So if you want to just see this is how it was solved. It's already solved in the book, you can use that part. Only thing what you have to understand is how do you get these limits of integration, what is the direction of the current. Now think from let's solve the same problem from the let's solve the polarities from the Lenz law. Okay, now see this, in this case what is happening is bar is stationed here, okay, and B is changing. Okay, this is a very straightforward one. B is changing, so when B is increasing in this direction, this flux will be increasing, so my direction of the current will be in a direction to oppose that, right, oppose that field. So if I have a direction of the current in this way, then I am going to oppose it. If the field is decreasing in this direction, then my current induced will be in this direction, just to abate it, to support the change, okay, change in the field, right? So this is the scenario. Now for the case of slider, right, in the case of slider, what is happening here is, in the case of slider, my I'm sliding, u is moving in this direction. Since I am moving u in this direction, my b is in this direction, b dot ds is increasing, the flux is increasing. So I'll have to Lenz's law tells me that the induced current will have to be in such a way that it opposes this increase of flux. So if so the b direction will have to be in this, which is going into the book, which will be something like this, going into the book, so that it opposes this b which is coming out towards us. So to create that field, I'll have to have a direction of I in this direction, which is same as your u cross b, whatever we had used, right? That kind of fundamental. So the Lenz's law holds true for this. So Lenz's law actually is in conformation with whatever formula we had. So then the same thing applies in the third case. Okay.